One thing they don't tell you about teaching is the inconvenience of absent students. And I'm not talking about students who are sick. I'm not talking about students who had a death in the family. I'm not talking about them with the real excuses. I'm talking about the kids whose parents sleep in all day long and treat school like a daycare, and they drop their kids off and that's it. So those kids miss 1-2 days of school. Then they come in, you gotta catch them up. Then they miss the next day. Then you gotta catch them up again. Then they miss 4 days in a row, but they always come back before they get withdrawn. Always, because they know. The parents know what the policy is. And then you gotta teach them again. Or the kids that come in late every single day. Like every single day they make their own hours. Or the parents make their own hours. Or the parents drop off late and pick up early. The amount of class time being missed and then the amount of catching up that you have to do as a teacher, I was not prepared for. I anticipated sick kiddos, catching up the kids who had like a serious family emergency, catching up, that. But like kids who just literally come in and they go, I just woke up 30 minutes ago and it's like 9:30 a.m. And I'm like, bro, no one prepared me. I spend probably 15% of my day catching up kids who are chronically absent. And it's tiring.
Wow. We're talking about teachers today. Teaching jobs. As always, thank you for your attention. If you like this content, consider subscribing, and thank you for your attention. Back to this. You can see it in her face. Teaching is one of those jobs where just it follows you when you get home too. In this example here, it's teachers manage kids, but it looks like the real pressure from the job often comes from the parents, which he was talking about. Taking the kids not on a structured time, but on their own time. That's not good. Banking, we deal with tough customers at times, but teachers, they have to deal with tough parents, and that can be a lot. And I can just imagine just the parents being a bit entitled and thinking they can do her job. Why? Because you went to school too? Education's kind of like banking. The people doing the work aren't really the ones making the rules. So I have 3 kids right now. My eldest is in middle school, and my 2 youngest is in elementary school. So I can totally relate. Well, I'm not relating as a teacher, but I'm relating as someone that has kids in school. And when we have our parent-teacher conference, you can see that the toll it takes on the teachers and the stress. And we try to be as candid with them as we can. And how are my kids truly doing in your class? How can they be better? What can we do at home? Because really, it's a partnership with your teacher and your student or your kids. We're all invested in them becoming good human beings and functioning well in the school, which is kind of a microcosm of society once they get out. And what I'm noticing now is there's a lot of parenting styles. Some I'm not too fond of. Others are in line with how we parent our kids. But I've seen some parenting where it's almost the kids are running the house and the kids are running everything. That's just, and I'm thinking to myself, well, they're kids now, but eventually they're going to turn into adults. So the habits that we're creating for them now, are they going to make good workers once they get out into the workforce? What's going to happen and what's the attitude that they're going to take with them? Especially this kind of molding stage within the elementary, middle school. By the time they get to high school, they're pretty much made up their habits and how they're going to function in society, in my opinion. So really, are we training or making good habits for our kids to be good students in school, which in turn will translate to good workers when they're done? Just a thought. All right, let's check out the comments. 5 cruises in 1 school year. Oh my gosh. 196 replies. Let's take a look at a few. If my kids' grades are good, then we're taking the vacation. 5 vacations in 1 school year is insane, especially during testing. Just say you don't have any respect for the teacher. Heck, homeschool at that point. Kind of makes sense. Why do you need to go on vacation during school time? My son starts kindergarten this year, and we schedule our vacation during fall break. I had a student who came to school on average 3 days per week. I'm going to tell you a secret. I stopped catching him up. I had the 30 students in the class, and I literally didn't have time. 30 students for 1 teacher? Wow. I think my kids are, I want to say between 50 and 20, but they're climbing because our city is, it's starting to get more people. So I can see a little bit of crowding. I think they're going to open up one more elementary school in the future, but it's starting to bunch up, and that's a lot to deal with for a teacher. 1 to 30 in terms of ratio. We got to check this out. 358 replies. If you can do me one favor for the remainder of the year, when the kid arrives, give him the biggest smile you can manage and tell him, I'm so glad you're here, and give him an on-level worksheet. Let him see success even if your class is the only one he sees in it all day. Wow, that's a good one. I had a senior miss 120 days. Guess who still graduated this year? That's wild. Wow. All right, let's go to the next video.
Spread peanut butter on the other side. Got it. What? I'm going to read some of your responses on how to make a PB&J, and then I am going to copy exactly what your writing says. So the first one says, you get bread, you get peanut butter, and you get jelly. Did I make it? That's what it said to do. I got my bread, I got my peanut butter, and I got my jelly, so it's done. Let's try another one. Put the bread flat. All right, it's pretty flat. I feel like that's good. Spread jelly and jam on the bread. I feel like this is good so far. Spread peanut butter on the other side. It's crunchy. Spread peanut butter on the other side. Got it. Like this? Is it ready to eat? That's what it said to do. Let's look at another one. You need to get out the bread. First I get out the bread. Get out some jelly. Perfect. Peanut butter too. It's ready. Let's try another one. First, you must put on.
All right, I'm good. I get the gist of it. What an awesome teacher. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's so awesome. Imagine being a student and then you go home and then you tell your parents, guess what I learned today? I learned how to make peanut butter and jelly. And you just start doing this all over your counter in your kitchen. Who taught you this? My teacher. If that was my kids, I'd probably help them out. Probably tossing all jams everywhere. My wife would probably kill us. I got serious, but she wouldn't literally do it, but I'm just figuratively. Oh man, but what a cool teacher, honestly. That is, wow, that's awesome. I'm assuming this is elementary, but man, they are, especially in her case, she is a superhero with a dry eraser, I swear. The kids will remember this, and it just gives that fun vibe and something the kids can look forward to throughout the school year. This is awesome. All right, let's take a look at the comments. Their little voices just containing so much joy. Imagine those kids going home and trying to explain this to their parents. That's what I was talking about. Not to brag, but when my teacher read mine, it actually worked. Nice. Oh my God, I remember the teacher doing something similar. It worked, because now I'm majoring in journalism. See? Make an impact in little kids' minds, and then boom. They grow up inspired, never forgetting that moment. There you go. Today in class, we learned the teacher had lost her dang mind. Descriptive writing. They'll remember this for sure. You might want to, just saying, you spelled remember wrong. Success. A core memory. You are a wonderful teacher, for sure. All right, let's take a look at the next video.
All right. So, are you ready?
Nervous?
You sure? You're nervous? I should be the one that's nervous in case I mess up. All right. So, I want you to think, I'll ask you a different question. I want you to think of one animal. Think of an animal, any animal.
It is my favorite animal that I'm thinking. You just look at
Do you have it? Let me write it down.
I know you.
All right, now I wrote it down. So I'm folding it up and I'm going to put it right here. Now you can say your animal because I already wrote my answer. So what was it?
I see it.
No, you can't see it.
It was a cat.
All right, now I want you to think of one person in the world.
This is a long letter.
You got it?
All right, y'all, sorry, I got to cut ahead.
Up or down, you were thinking down, right?
How do you know? Because I did this.
No, because I can read your mind.
I bet she could. Little things like this, I didn't get this when I was going to school. I didn't get anything like this. I wish I would have watching this video. That definitely would have shaped my future a little bit better, I think. But just this interaction, this one-on-one, this is awesome. Teachers shape the next generation, but the system doesn't treat them like that. That's what I'm noticing, because sometimes the industry, teaching, education would make the news, and what's the most common case? They don't make enough. They're asking for school supplies. They're asking for things prior to the beginning of school. I know, because I have 3 that are still going to school. Every year, like clockwork, these are the supplies that we're going to need. When I was going to school, and I didn't go to a good school. It wasn't super bad, but it had its challenges. Even with challenges, they didn't ask for supplies. This was mid-90s, early 90s, when I was going to school in elementary school. And whoever was funding the state, they were properly stocked with supplies. Nowadays, every year, the beginning of the year, what they come after us for. And even throughout the year now, oh, we ran out of supplies. But what she's doing here is great foundational work. I'll gladly supply all the material you need as long as this is happening in the school system and this is happening with my kids, because what she's doing, she's shaping the foundation for this young man. I'm assuming it didn't show in the video, but she's shaping his future with this little exercise here. All right, let's take a look at the comments. I understand bro's nervous. 87 replies. Mrs. Robinson. One person said, Billy Madison is my favorite movie. That was a good movie. I remember that. I'm never going to forget you. All right, let me take a look at those 39 replies. Neither will I. Did he tell you that? I'm getting Georgia vibes from Jeannie in Georgia. Can you read my mind? 88 replies. We got to take a look at this, y'all. Hey, yo. Nah, I got to take a look at more. Come on, for real. I can. Teachers must have evolved after I graduated. All right, 56 replies. She got everything in that link tree, but she's a teacher, dog. You thought I was being serious? All right, looks like they're getting heated here. Let me just lock in. Bro, what is you on? All right. Why'd I literally just watch Billy Madison yesterday? My high school geometry teacher showed me this trick. I love that guy. Wow. Well, this was interesting. Again, me having 3 kids, and they're currently 2 of them are in elementary, 1's in middle school. This definitely hits home for me. Just the things I saw in here, I'm hopeful that my kids are getting the same awesome teachers as we've seen in these videos. It's just nice, and couldn't all the school systems have these teachers? I'm just saying. All right, with that, remember, make smart moves, not just loud ones. We'll see you on the next one.